Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. How's everybody doing this evening? Let me make sure all my stuff is together here. Make sure all my stuff is together here. Gratitude, gratitude. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for your patience. We're going to get started here in a second here. I usually wait till we hit about 100 people, then I get started. Let me silence my phone because it loves to ring when I'm doing the live stream. But yeah, how's it? All right, we got 100. How's everybody doing today? We got a good one for you guys tonight. We got a really good one for you guys tonight. I hope everybody's been doing well. I've been good. I've been doing good, family. All is well. Tonight, we're going to talk about crystals, right? And it's a very simple topic, but I feel like I need to update my crystal information because it is so much going on, right? So much going on, family. Y'all hold on one second. So much going on. And I think with the energy we're going into, I think that it's important that we talk about some crystals that people are not really paying attention to that will be very useful as we go deeper into this new energy. So this is my updated crystal video from my old one, right? And I promise you, I'm going to tell you guys about some crystals today you probably never heard of before. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do. Yes, I have all of these crystals that I'm showing you guys. Sometimes I just, I don't put everything I have into a necklace or a pendant. Sometimes I just hold on to stuff, you know what I mean? But one of these crystals, very soon, I'm going to be putting into a pendant for myself. You know what I mean? Speaking of pendants, if you guys, I'm not sure how many more I got left, but this is one of my divine, this is one of my newer pendants that has the 42 letter name of God on it. You know what I mean? It got a little bit of a marker or something on it. But one of my newer pendants that had a 42 letter name of God on it, engraved into it. So you guys can pick that up on my website. I usually don't promote a lot of my jewelry stuff because I give it to my Patreon members. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll promote a new product. So I think the last product I promoted in the public was my spiritual bath audio. That's still available too, by the way. I thank you for all the testimonials on that spiritual bath audio. A lot of people said they felt it immediately when they turned it on. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys very much for that. But yeah, that's all available. I'm still updating and making more of the my meta beacons. So yes, there's always something new available on the website if you guys go check it out. All right. But welcome everyone. Let's do our invocation. My words create my world, and my world is bright. So as I speak, let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be light. Fiat Lux. All right. Fiat Lux, family. So we're going to get into this. You guys may see me tomorrow on Brother Rich Show. All right. Just letting y'all know that. And yeah, it's all good. So I'm going to explain some things to get started in the video. And then I know y'all want to get to the good stuff. And we're going to get there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold y'all long this time. All right. I'm not going to hold y'all long this time. We're going to get right to the crystals and the stuff y'all want to hear. Even though I like to be a responsible teacher and explain, you know what I mean? Right? Explain, why crystals do what they do. Okay. So we're going to get into it, family. We're going to get into it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. All right. So before we start, I want to say that me, brother Dream Rise, and sister D Ray, we are planning an event. Well, we're doing an event in Houston, Texas on Valentine's Day. All right. If you're a single person and you're looking for the love of your life, you're looking for that one, all right, you need to come to this event. If you're a couple, right? Even for couples, we're going to have the door open for couples as well. So it's a conversation, the connection, the chemistry. We're going to do a panel. For those who don't know, Brother Dream Rise and his wife, Sister D Ray, they have been together for a very, very long time. They have a family, a beautiful family. I'm going to be there. And I know the question will come, is my wife going to be there? You got to show up to find out. You got to show up to find out, family. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to be in a panel. 3 of us will be in a panel. We will be talking about, love and relationships and how to make it last. All right? How to make it last forever. So if you've been looking for that one, right? That one may be here. If you are a brother, we're going to be giving you a rose at the door. We're going to tell you later what that rose is going to be for. All right? We're going to tell you later what that rose is going to be for. So February 14th at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, you can hit you can go to my website, newlifetools.org. The link will be below. And you can get your tickets, or you can hit the QR code right here. All right. So if you're looking for that one, and you want to come to an event where spiritual people are going to be at, and you're looking for the love of your life, come on out. You might find them here. All right. It's happened before at 1 or 2 of my events. People have met and they still together. All right. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have food. It's going to be a good time, family. Come on out. All right. So we're going to be promoting this. It's going to be a great time, family. Come on out. All right. Come on out. So let's get into it, family. Let's get into it. I know a lot of the brothers is asking about something like this. I at first started on my Patreon. I was kind of playing with the idea, but it's happening. All my brothers, you're looking for a sister, you're looking for that one, she may be here. Sisters, you single, you're looking for that brother, he may be here. All right. And like I said, couples are welcome. All right. Couples are welcome. So let's get into it, family. Let's get into it. This is not financial advice, and this is not medical advice. Please do your own research on these stones before you purchase any stone listed here. Gotta say that. All right. I gotta say that before I start. I don't want them shutting off the video. So I want to tell you, this is not financial advice, and this is not health advice or medical advice. I am not a doctor, right? I'm not a financial expert. Please buy these at your own by doing your own research. All right. So I got to say that thing because we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. Crystals are an important part of the memory of the fabric of reality. You got to understand, crystals are an important part of our reality. Okay. The reality we live in. In order for them to be used properly, we need to understand truly what crystals are. I got to say these few things in these slides before I show y'all the crystals. Will you be selling any products at the event? Yes, I will. I'll be selling products. I'm sure Sister D Ray and Brother Dreamwise will be selling products, and whoever, and we're going to have other vendors as well come through. Crystals are a living part of a living system. You guys need to understand that, right? Understand that before we talk about these crystals. The one crystal is always aware of another crystal. Some of y'all probably didn't know that. and they are constantly sharing information. If you in a room with people with other crystals, your crystals are talking to each other, whether you know that or not. Crystals respond and communicate through feelings and vibration. As they grow up, they eventually learn to speak to you by gathering information and energy. Yes, if you don't know, crystals can grow up. They can actually become stronger and they can grow up. Shout out to my master teacher, Dr. Gibson, for teaching us that. Crystals can grow up. They can learn. They can absorb more information. They can absorb power and they can get stronger. So all of the crystals we're going to talk about tonight is what I call master crystals or elder crystals. Let's call them elder crystals, right? All the crystals we're going to talk about tonight are elder crystals. Even the first one I'm going to talk about is a crystal that everybody knows about, but it's one of my favorites. And I'm going to recommend people get it. The first crystal we're going to talk about tonight is one of my favorites. And I still recommend everybody get it. The other ones, everybody may not know about. But you need to understand that as before we go forward, every crystal is not awake. A lot of crystals are sleeping. A lot of crystals are not energetic. They just exist. And you could be dealing with a crystal that's vibrating on a very low level. Even if you program it, it may not be as strong as you need it to be. You know, and I've given out information over the years to make your crystal stronger. You know, I talked about it in my book, The Way of Radiance. My Patreon members, I talked about it as well. And don't be nobody giving people free information on here either. Right? So we're going to talk about the elder crystals. Right? So the first crystal we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, and I recommend everybody getting it. And this crystal is going to be an upgrade from the black tourmaline I talked about before. This is better than that. Let's look at it. Well, let's say this first. Every crystal in gemstone is part of a hive mind. You guys need to understand that too. Every crystal is connected to the original crystal it came from. No matter how far away it is, no matter how many times you break it apart, it is created to a hive mind, right? And they know which crystals are stronger than others. So even when you break them apart, they are connected to a hive mind, all right? Just got to say that. So the first crystal that is one of my favorite, I'm going to have one on here that's more powerful than this, but one of my favorite protective crystals, if not the most favorite, that I'm going to recommend. Now, on one of my older crystal videos, I told you guys about black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a good crystal, y'all. I'm not going to put it down. But black tourmaline also can turn against you. Yes. If you don't, no, Shungai is definitely not next. If you guys don't clean your black tourmaline like you need to, I would say weekly, it will turn against you. So black tourmaline is good for blocking negative energy, but this is better. Why? Because you never got to clean your black kyanite, right? It creates a powerful energetic shield dispelling negative energy from your aura environment and is excellent for difficult situations and places. So if you ever find yourself in a rock and a hard place, you feel like something's happened to you, bad stuff, you need to clear it out, just hold on to this crystal, literally. Just hold on to it. I got a big copper necklace. I love this crystal. They look like it's from another dimension. If you look at it, it looks like it's from a whole other dimension. Blue kyanite is great too, but we're not going to talk about that tonight, right? We're not going to talk about blue kyanite. It looks just like this, but it's blue. Black kyanite is probably one of the most powerful crystals there is, okay? Self-cleansing and can clear other crystals. So this is a crystal that can clean and clear other crystals. Cutting through emotional and spiritual debris and negative attachments. Activates and aligns the entire chakra system. How many crystals you know that will align your whole chakra system? Not a lot of crystals like that. So this is like a one that does all crystal. I'm going to recommend you guys get it. Black kyanites. Okay, black kyanite, family. Do not sleep on it. We'll go on to these next crystals, but this is what I had to say to replace my black tourmaline crystal. I'm going to recommend black kyanites. Trust me on this. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Now, if you know about rose quartz, Some of y'all don't know nothing about kunzite. Kunzite. One of my favorite, it is my favorite love stone. It is the most powerful love stone. It is an elder love stone. It is an elder love stone. Okay. It is the stone. It is literally called the stone of divine love. Its energy is gentle but powerful, working primarily through the heart and emotional body. Kunzite is pink and lilac color. So if you guys look at this, it looks a lot like amethyst. Amethyst is a little darker, but some people might even mistake this for amethyst. But you will know it by it has a pinkish and a violet color mixed together. And it's kind of clear. It's almost see-through. That's how you're going to know you're looking at the right one. So that's that's the color comes in. It's associated with the emotional and heart-centered qualities. So to cleanse this crystal, I'm going to recommend putting it in moonlight or using sound. You can use smoke and intentions, but if you really want to get this stone cleansed, which you don't got to clean it a lot because it's so high vibrational, I'm going to recommend using moonlight to clean it the best. So what do I mean? Literally get a bowl of water and put it outside during a full moon to cleanse this crystal. That's all you got to do. You got to use no sea salt. You can if you want to. You got to use nothing else. Just literally put it in the moonlight. Put it in your window. If you can't put it in moonlight, then I'm going to recommend getting a laser pointer. You guys remember I gave y'all that game years ago. Get you a laser pointer for a couple of dollars off the internet. Take that laser pointer. Doesn't matter what color it is. Take the laser pointer and put it on the crystal to cleanse it out. Right? To give it a deep cleansing. And then just hold on to it. This is an elder love crystal. It is the most powerful love stone in the world. Facts. Okay? It is weighed 10 times more powerful than rose quartz. Rose quartz is a sleeping crystal. You got to wake it up. Rose quartz is not as powerful. This thing comes ready, locked and loaded, and ready to go. Okay? I'm going to recommend you guys get this stone. It is a very powerful gemstone. Don't sleep on kunzite. Okay? Don't sleep on kunzite. Let's go to the next one. Alexandrite. Okay? Alexandrite is often described as the kingmaker and the queenmaker stone. Do not sleep on this stone. It is extremely powerful. Another elder stone. It is called the kingmaker and the queenmaker. This stone will make you into. It already knows what to do. You don't got to tell it what to do. Just wear it. And that's what I mean by elder stones. The elder stones will just scan your body. They just know what to do. They're already awake. They're fully conscious. These are the ones that talk to you. Do you know every crystal can't talk to you the way it needs to? It has to gain energy. You have to feed it. Put it on books. Give it light. You have to feed it. These stones are already active. It doesn't just attract money to you. It aligns you with positions where the money naturally flows. So this is probably, in my opinion, the most powerful money stone you can ever have. The most powerful money stone you can ever have. Worn during negotiations and contracts. Yes, it will help you during negotiations and contracts. Right? It will help you doing those things. Okay? If you're a leader, if you got to deal with meetings, you got some hard decisions to make, this stone will help you. It attracts financial growth through strategy and timing and adaptability. Linked to elite opportunities, leadership roles, and rare openings. Encourages wise decision making. Right? Then reckless risk. Said to help recognize when to act and when to wait. Okay? Very, very powerful gemstone. Alexandrite. This is the money stone, y'all. Some of y'all heard about other stones that, and I'm not going to tell y'all these are easy stones to find. You can find them sometimes, but you can find them. You can definitely find them because I have them all, but I'm not going to tell y'all they're easy to find. They're rare. Okay, these are rare stones that are not that easy to find all the time, but they're there. You may have to go to a gemstone show to find a certain one, whatever it is. You may have to call your stone person at the spiritual store and tell them about this stone to see if they can find it for you. Right? Somebody said this is similar to citrine. This is way different than citrine. This is probably 100 times more powerful than citrine. Facts. And you know, citrine is one of my top 10 favorite stones of all time. I love citrine, but this is that master stone. And citrine is a master stone too. But this is a little stronger. This is stronger, family. Alexandrite. Do not sleep on a stone. You're looking to increase your wealth body, make yourself stronger. This stone is it. Okay? You ain't gonna find a better money stone. You're gonna hear about the ones that everybody else hear about, but no, a lot of people don't talk about this stone right here. This is a very powerful stone, family. Please don't sleep on it. All right. Now, somebody just asked a good question. Somebody just asked a very good question. They said, is it okay to have it lab grown? Let's talk about that for a second. I'm all about getting natural crystals and gemstones. I am. Right? I'm all about getting the natural ones. But a lab grown crystal is the same thing and carries the same properties as one that comes out of the ground. It's just a faster process. So a lab diamond is just as strong as a diamond that comes out the ground. Only difference is because it's not natural, people don't want to, it don't cost as much. It's cheaper than a natural diamond, but it has the same properties. So don't think that it's something that's lab grown is fake. It's not a 100% authentic because it didn't come out the ground, but it's just a stone that there's lab grown crystals. Somebody said they didn't know that. It's just true. There are some crystals that are real crystals, but they're grown in the lab. Absolutely. And guess what? You can program them. You can still program the same. Now, somebody asked me, now I'm not talking about glass crystals. I'm not talking about cubic zirconies or nothing like that. I'm talking about real crystals that can be grown, that instead of using the pressure of the earth, they use the pressure of machines to create crystals. It happens, right? Now, what about glass crystals? Of course, they will not have properties of glass crystal, because there are some crystals too that are made of straight glass. Those are the fake ones, y'all. Those are the ones that are fake, the ones that are made of glass. Even though they're fake crystals, you can actually still program glass. You're just going to have to program it. What do I mean by that? Glass is made of sand. Glass is made of sand. Sand is nothing but crystals, miniaturized crystals. This is why glass can be programmed. Now, when you get to a plastic crystal, there are some of those that are around too. Something that's made of pretty much plastic, then you don't pretty much don't want those. So I just want to make that clear. Some people may disagree, and that's fine. Now, me, I prefer the all natural ones, but I don't think I even have one. I may have one or two lab grown crystals, but for the most part, all mine come out the ground. That's just what I like to do, family. Numenite, one of my favorite gemstones. Some of y'all might have heard me talk about it. I'm going to recommend this crystal. It is great when it comes to protection. One of the top stones when it comes to protection, Numenite. And I'm going to tell y'all a story about this stone when I wore it one time. All right. Strongly associated with ancestor guardians and earth-based power. I'm not going to give y'all a bunch of crystals. We're going to talk about a couple of the most powerful crystals, and then we're going to answer some questions. All right. But I'm giving y'all some very powerful crystals. And yes, these crystals are being put in a book that I'm going to be doing soon. So y'all hearing it here first. Some of the crystals is in my book coming. You're hearing it here first. Strongly associated with ancestor guardians and earth-based power, used in traditions focused on lineage and bloodline protection and territory. This will strengthen your spiritual spine and personal sovereignty. This stone will give you confidence, y'all. It is a beautiful stone. It has flashes inside of it. Let me give y'all some game on stones that got flashes. Stones that got flashes in it, that's power. That's spiritual power trapped inside the stone. I'm going to say that again. Stones that have flashes, you know, they flash. That is spiritual power trapped inside of a stone. Okay, depending on what the stone is, that's what type of spiritual power. Let me give you an example. Selenite. I don't think I have to tell anybody that selenite is extremely powerful, right? Selenite, everybody knows selenite is extremely powerful. And now you have to be careful, you can't get it wet. But selenite is a crystal that it has a flash to it all over the crystal. It's pretty much a flash of light holding in your hand. It is extremely protective and extremely powerful, and it charges other crystals. That's how you know a crystal is very powerful, if it can charge other crystals. So numinite has this flash on it. A very you barely see it, but it's there. But it's one of the oldest minerals inside of it in the world. One of the oldest crystals in creation, right here, numinite. It gives you confidence just from having it. It helps people that need protection. It will call out to another person that need protection while you wearing it. So this is probably one of the best stones to use for psychic attacks. If y'all can, you can take this stone and put the helm of all on it, and you ain't gonna have no issues with psychic attacks. And parasitic attachments, meaning that stuff that gets into your aura. This stone can stop attaching spirits, right? So unlike light stones, it does not lift energy, it fortifies and seals. So light energy can raise the vibration and get rid of a lot of low frequency energies. This stone, you got to clean yourself, make sure your energy right, and it will fortify your aura. It will fortify your energy. So somebody asked a good question, right? What is the significance of these crystals to have in 2026? The reason why these crystals are important because we need to upgrade the crystal game to some other information on crystals. There's more powerful crystals in the world that we're going to need to fight negative energies, to attract what we need in life that can work better for us besides a rose quartz, besides an amethyst. Now, I'm not putting those crystals down, besides a smoky quartz. You know, y'all know the regular quartz we get, you know, the regular gemstone that everybody got, you know, besides the regular quartz. There's other crystals that people need to know about that's going to help them better as we move forward into these frequencies. This is why these are the stones I'm going to recommend people getting, these master stones. And I know a bunch of them, y'all. There's thousands of stones. Some of them I still never heard of before. But I'm grateful for the few ones I know. Then there's some stones that's so rare, ain't nobody ever gonna see them. They exist in temples and stuff like that. You know, you got to go travel to see certain stones. And I'm not talking about meteorites. I'm talking about gemstones. That's so rare, right? So this is a stone right here that is very powerful. Now, in 2019, I had this stone on, and I had just did the video. Was it during that video or was it after that video? I can't remember. But I was talking about the video, how to prepare for what's to come. It's one of my first videos back in 2019. Can't remember if I had it on in that video, but once a month we used to have these neighborhood meetups where people would sell stuff, and I would sell my jewelry and stuff out there in the street. And one day this guy from a barbershop came up to me. He's telling me he was going through some stuff in his life. And he kept saying, man, I don't know why I'm telling you all this, man, but I'm just going through it, man. I feel like your pieces can help me. I said, okay, brother, well, this is what I got, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he said, man, what is that on your neck, man? I said, oh, this is not for sale, bro. This belongs to me. All right, this is my necklace. And I had on a piece of numinite, a nice big piece of numinite. He said, bro, I don't know what it is, but that necklace calling to me, bro. He said, I'll pay you for it. I said, no. This ain't for sale, bro. $100. No. 150, 175. No, 200. No. He got, he went past 300. I said, bro, this is mine. Like, I love this stone. Eventually, y'all, he made me an offer I can't refuse. He made me an offer I couldn't refuse on my necklace, and I gave it to him. And this man put it on. He felt up. Now, before I gave it to him, I hit it with the laser pointer to clear it out, and I told him, give it about a good couple of days. It'll read his energy. It'll, you know what I'm saying? It'll connect with him. And This man had to have this stone. It was wrapped in copper. I'll never forget. And he had to have it. Numenite. Very, very powerful stone, y'all. Do not sleep on it. Okay? Do not sleep on it. Great for protection. And one of the oldest gemstones there is in existence. All right, let's go to the next one, y'all. Phoeniciite. All right, it is a rare and powerful. Hold on one second. It is rare and powerful and not typically recommended for beginners because of how quickly and intensely it works on your consciousness. Most people don't know about this stone. It is intense and it is extremely powerful. It is literally one of the highest vibrational stones on earth. Now, when you get it, family, it's going to have a clear goldish color. That's the aura. That's why it look golden. You're literally going to hold it. It's going to be look like a clear goldish color. It's so powerful. You can literally see the aura on it when you hold it. Considered a pure light body activation stone. There's more science to that, but we ain't going to talk about that today. It can bypass dense emotional layers and work directly on consciousness. If you lie to yourself, do not use it. Now, why in the world is Brother Yosef saying that? Right? If you lie to yourself, do not use it. Why? Why in the world am I saying that? That is because this stone will force you to change. It will show you stuff about yourself that you may not be ready to see. Right? Let's say, for example, a person, I'm gonna give y'all the game one and the second one. Let's say for let's say, for example, a person is a liar and they lie a lot, but you still on your spiritual path, you're doing what you got to do, and you may be lying a lot. You're going to have to stop that lying because this stone is going to show you how many people you hurt by lying. And you're not going to know what's wrong with you. I would say give it a year. Wear this, have it around you for about a year. Eventually, it will reveal itself to you, and it will force you to change your consciousness. If you have an issue doing something that's not good for you, it's going to reveal it, and it's going to throw it in your face like a pie. It's going to hit you in the face like a pie. It's going to shove the pie in your face, whether you like it or not. And this is not safe for people who ain't ready to change. I know there's some people on a spiritual path that's trying, right? They're not ready to let go of something. Well, you can't have this stone because it's going to force you to let it go. And it can, so what I'm really saying, it can drive you crazy. And I'm not joking when I say that. I almost didn't want to put it up. But I'm all about people helping to grow their consciousness. This is a very high vibrational stone, y'all. Extremely high vibrational. And it's not really recommended for people who are, starting out on the spiritual path because you may not be ready for this. If you don't believe me, try it. And one day you're going to be like, man, I don't know why I'm just so overwhelmed and I don't know why. It's because you're seeing truth about yourself that you don't want to accept. This stone will show it to you, especially when you sleep with it. So it is extreme. Now, if you working on yourself and you don't lie to yourself, you don't got to be perfect to have this stone. But if you're not lying to yourself and you're trying your best to do what you got to do, I'm going to recommend this stone. It will help you. It will challenge you. And it's a very powerful stone. Okay. Somebody said, I believe you. I say a lot of things that people don't believe. I just say it, A person don't got to believe me. My job is to put the information out there. Somebody said, where to find authentic pieces. I can't help you with that. I'm here to give you information. I'm here to take you to the library, but I ain't going to tell you what book to read. But if you look, you can find. Like I said, these stones are rare. Right? These stones are very rare. Now, this is the stone right here, family. Petallites. This stone right here, family, is powerful if you're trying to heal yourself. Like I said, I'm not a health professional. You know what I'm saying? This is all for entertainment purposes, but this is a stone that's hard to find. But at the same time, it works on your cells directly. As soon as you hold it in your hand, it will start to work on your cells. Right? If you don't have to get it, Crystal Bible 1 and 2. Yeah, Crystal Bible is a pretty good, it's a pretty good book. This is a very powerful stone for healing. It will help you heal. So if you're going through some type of illness, this stone can assist you, and it works directly on your cellular and your nervous system. So it's ideal for people recovering from illnesses, burnout, and long-term physical strain. Okay. It's not forceful, but it supports, right? Are there stones? I can't say that name, but thank you for the donation. KCHI Kishism1. Thank you for the donation. Are there any birthstones you should or should not wear according to your birthstone date? You can wear any stone you want. You know, it's just certain stones you got to be careful wearing them because they can turn on you. Like obsidian. Obsidian can, if you just wear it, it can be like a black hole on you. You know, but if it's shaped into something like a spearhead, like I taught y'all a long time ago, spearhead, a knife, or you use it as like some type of gazing tool. You know, if you use it as a tool, it's great. I don't believe we should just wear obsidian. Okay, that's going to be my opinion on that. Some people may disagree. That's fine. Yes, somebody said this can confuse you as clear quartz. There's hundreds of crystals that look clear. So you're going to have to, but the people who mine these things, they can tell the difference, and they know how to sell these crystals as what they are. So you're going to have to go to, you may have to, like I said, you have to find a lot of rare stones at these gemstone shows. You know, if I ever went to one, which I've been to some, but this is what I'll be looking for, rare stuff. I'm not looking for no rose quartz and no gemstone show. That's what people don't understand. You ain't supposed to go to these shows to find the stuff you already got. You're supposed to go there to find stuff you don't got. Stuff that's hard to find. Okay. So I'm going to recommend this stone. It's going to help you fight if you're trying to repair cells in your body. If you're trying to get better, this is a stone that is now amethyst is good for healing as well. Now this is a stone right here that you can make an elixir with. There's elixirs you can create with gemstones. This is one of the healing elixirs, stones that you can create a healing elixir out of. All right. So this is a very powerful stone, family. Yes, there's a lot of stones. You know, somebody said my citrine gave me courage. Citrine is a stone too that sometimes citrine can look clear. It still have a very slight yellow tint to it, depending on where the rock was cut at. You know, when I was selling these, some of y'all had one that didn't have a lot of yellow in it. That doesn't mean it's not a citrine. You know, and be careful with some of these stones, y'all put them in sunlight, because when you put them in sunlight, they will fade. They'll still do what they do, but they'll fade. Is there any crystals connected to the Buddhas? All crystals are connected to the Buddhas in some way. All crystals. Okay, let's go to the next one, y'all. Ah, yes. One of my favorites and very rare gemstones. All right, one of my favorite rare spectrolites. One of my favorite, I love labradorite. Labradorite is already a master stone. This is another variation of it. I'm going to tell y'all why this is so powerful. All right. Why this stone is so powerful. There's a rare premium variety of labradorite, right? But look at the flash in this thing. This flash has a rainbow looking flash. This is a stone, y'all, that's going to connect you with mythical creatures, the mystical animals, especially griffins, and entities that are guardians. This is why it's only found in one part of the world. It's found mostly in Finland. Yeah, I know Finland to be the place where a lot of elementals roam. You know what I'm saying? This is an extremely powerful crystal. Probably one of the top 3 most powerful ones I just showed. Right? It's associated with guardian beings, threshold keepers, and noble protectors, which is why many people connect with griffin energy. It was great for warding and protecting. So If you want to keep away negative elementals, you can create a crystal grid out of this thing. It can keep away negative elementals. This is something I would use to keep away negative elementals, right? If I want to keep negative elementals out of my space, right? So it works great for warding and protection. Now, but it's going to work better on the elemental kingdom. Yes, this can connect to dragons as well, because dragons are also guardians and protectors. I wouldn't say it's going to connect to every type of dragon, but it'll connect to a lot of dragons. Somebody said it looks like the dragon tail stone. I never heard of that term before. I gotta look that up. But you know, these stones have nicknames. All these stones have nicknames. So it could be considered a dragon tail stone. I never heard that term before, but this is a very powerful gemstone, y'all. I'm gonna recommend. I don't think this is that hard to find. You should find it with no problem. Look on eBay or something. But I'm gonna recommend this gemstone, y'all. I've used it in the past. I'm going to be using it in the future to ward things. And it's very powerful. Very, very powerful. Somebody said Dragon Tales was a cartoon. Okay. Man, you know, it sounds familiar. Dragon Tales, you know. From back in the day, right? Shout out to the 90s. Was it from the 90s? The 90s was the golden era. We had the best music, the best TV shows, and the best movies in the 90s. So Dragon Tales is an old kids cartoon where they summon dragons in the 90s. Ah, yes. Shout out to the 90s. So yes, y'all, please grab this stone. It is very powerful. I'm going to recommend that everybody get it, right? I'm going to recommend that all you guys get it. Now, this is one of the best ways to charge your stones, y'all. Okay, one of the best ways. I'm gonna give you guys this in case you guys don't know. Rainwater during a thunderstorm is a great way to recharge and cleanse your crystals. The rainwater never loses its plasma charge, which is also in the air, by the way, after a thunderstorm. You can store the water as long as you want. But if you pour some into a glass, then get rid of that water after. So if you have a gallon of rainwater and you pour some into a glass, you know, charge your crystals with it, you need to get rid of that water. Pour that water. Don't pour it back into the gallon. Right? Skittles 468. You're very welcome, family. Let's see here. How one feels. You're very welcome, family. So I'm gonna recommend this right here. To charge your crystals. Don't you know, certain crystals, of course, like selenite don't need to be cleansed. Some people really don't know that, so I gotta keep saying that. And they will just melt. Even I made that mistake as a young crystal buyer. You know what I'm saying? So rainwater is a powerful way to charge. So you can do it with water and salt, right? That's a good way to cleanse crystals. But another way with no salt, you can just use water from a rainstorm. Throw your crystals in there, I would say for 24 hours, and then pull them out, right? You can do this with the elder stones. You can do this with the elder stones. It's going to be a great way to cleanse your crystals. Let me answer some questions here. What's the great way to start bonding and communicating with the stone? That's a great question. So the best way to start dealing with these gemstones, y'all, is you need to feed your stones first. So say you have a regular stone, right? You're going to need to feed your stone. I want to make this very clear. What do I mean by feed it? This is how you're going to start building a relationship with your stone, because it knows you're feeding it, right? You can start putting it in sunlight as a way to give it more power, more energy, cleanse it, but put it on top of books, right? Put it on top of books and it can gain information. Crystals are always looking to gain information. Okay. So put your crystals on top of books so they can grow, so they can learn, so they can understand you, right? Even when you sleep next to a crystal, They read you and they scan you while you're sleeping. All crystals do this, but some of them do it in a very low way, where you don't, a very subtle way. You don't really know they're doing it because they're not really awake yet. So one of the best ways to wake up your crystal and bond with it is to feed it information, right? Put it on top of books, give it light, and you can do that, family, right? It's a great way to bond with your stone. Yeah, absolutely, fam. I wanted to put this on here to help you guys. Brother Joseph, Alexandrite looks like candy. It does. It does. Chief, how do these people know the properties of these stones? Well, I just kind of read the properties to you guys, what they do, right? I just kind of read what they do, but you can look up the name, go back and look through this video, look up the names of them, go to Google, type them in, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about these crystals, right? It's very hard to find some of these crystals. Like kunzite is in the crystal Bible. Kunzite also blocks attaching spirits. The vibration of kunzite is so high, it blocks attaching spirits as well. So that's a very powerful book too. And then there's really hard to find books that talks about certain crystals. Now, this is still one of the most powerful crystals in existence as well. Shout out to Dr. Gibson for this too. Well, I talked about this a long time. I call them Naga eye. He calls them dragon eggs, but Naga eye stones. This is a whole bunch of different colored Naga eyes right here, right? Naga eyes are very powerful, extremely powerful. You know, these are still probably one of the top and most powerful stones in existence. These Naga eye stones. And then there's a bunch of other ones I put y'all on to, right? That we ain't even got to talk about. I did videos on. So you can pretty much make crystal grids out of all these crystals. I wouldn't put them all together to make a crystal grid, but you got to research crystal grids to understand how to make them. But I would use one or two of them in a crystal grid at a time, depending on what you're trying to do. Depending on what you're trying to do, family. I put one of those crop circles under my pillow, and man, you was not playing. Absolutely, family. Absolutely. Is that a red jasper necklace? No, this is a carnelian. This is a carnelian necklace. What about the gemstone? Ever heard about it? I know about gemstones. I ain't gonna talk about them though. But yeah, there's stones that connect to demons, stones that connect to jinns, stones that connect to angels. You know. Is there any relationship between crystals and runes? There's not a relationship between them, but you can actually put runes on the crystals. Yes. There's crystals that have runes on them. You know what I mean? Golden healers are gold for absorbing info from books. Yes, all crystals absorb information from books. It's naturally what they do. I sleep with a selenite wand under my pillow. That's powerful. I know why you do that too. I understand why you do it. Does the size of the crystal have an effect on how powerful it is? When you just buy it at the time of buying it, yes. How big it is, it has more of an effect on a space. Like if you're gonna have a really big crystal, apparently you're not gonna wear it. So you're gonna be using that crystal to affect the space. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, the bigger crystals do expand its energy more, yes. And it can pick up more energy as well. But if you feed a crystal, there's many crystals that are like this is a crystal. This is actually a piece of citrine, right? It's a piece of polished citrine. Is also it's actually upside down, but it's a faceted as well. I'm sorry, this is not citrine. This is a topaz, yellow topaz. This is a piece of yellow topaz right here, and I feed this crystal so much, right? These are emeralds right here. So there's ways you constantly feed them. This can be more powerful than a big chunk of of yellow topaz, depending on how much you feed it. You see what I'm saying? How much energy it has. So if you just pull them out the ground, yes, the size matters, but over time, a smaller crystal can be more powerful. What if you sleep with silver under your pillow? What if? You should try it, family. You're not gonna have no negative effects. Thanks for all the information. You're always positive. You're welcome, family. That's what I try to do. I don't like to talk about doom and gloom and how things are going to get bad. I've done videos on how to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I like to give people hope. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I've learned over time, people don't want hope. They want to hear the scary stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's what people want. They want the scary stuff that's going to scare them to death. That's what they want. They don't want hope. It sounds crazy. People rather have the negative stuff over the positive stuff. It's like we're programmed to do that. You have to literally some people, when you think you're positive and then you really try to be positive, you have to literally stay in that. It's hard to stay in that program. You have to train yourself to do that because the world around you, people want smoke all the time. It's always something going on. People will not like you at your job just because you're positive. Am I lying? Just because you smile every day and you're saying good morning to everybody and you're in a good spirits, they think you crazy. They think something wrong with you. You know? And then the super negative person, ain't nothing ever wrong with them. Can protection crystals like kyanite learn from magical books? Yes. So if it's a protective crystal, don't be putting it on love books. Put it on protective books. Yes. And they can learn from protection magic books. Absolutely. Like the Bible has hidden stones I wear on the daily. It's a Revelations 2:17 stone. Okay. I'm not sure what stone that is, but yeah, the Bible definitely talks about gemstones. But you talk to most Christians, they'll tell you that gemstones are the devil. It's demonic. Gemstones are demonic. And they told the high priest that you can't even come in front of God unless you got 12 gemstones on your chest. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Can I share my amethyst stone's energy with my wife as I sleep? If you know how to do it, yeah. I'm pretty sure if you're sleeping with the amethyst next to you, it's already reading your wife anyway. If you don't have sunlight, can you put it under a lamp light? You could, but I'm going to recommend sunlight or a laser pointer. And there's other deeper ways I talk about it, but I ain't going to talk about it in here. I actually talked about it in public, but if you know, you know. But there's other ways to charge your stones. I talk about them in Patreon, in my book, The Way of Radiance. It's a lot of ways to empower it. What if you sleep with silver? Okay, I answered that already. Size doesn't matter. Herkimer diamonds are small and extremely powerful. That's true. Don't you feed a naga eye with honey? Not the naga eye. You don't feed a naga eye. That's the likalea you're talking about. Not the naga eye. How do you work with your ancestors if you don't know what they look like? You don't have to know what they look like. I don't know what my great ancestors look like, but I can still burn ancestor money and say this is for all my ancestors. No. See what I'm saying? Any crystals that work with ancestors? No, don't put crystals on your altar. And I think I've talked about that many times. Now, some people don't agree with that and they do that. That's cool. I ain't here to fight you on it. I don't recommend putting crystals because they're going to absorb the information in the offerings that you're giving your ancestors. Numenite is going to be used for protection. Somebody asked, can Numenite help with ancestor work? Numenite is going to be used for protection. I have red and black jasper. What is it for? And it just looked up. You mentioned it. I didn't mention red and black. That's a lot of stones I didn't mention, family. But I didn't mention red and black jasper. Same selenite wands are, yeah, selenite wands are powerful. Um, it's black opal, an elder stone. What in the world? What is black opal? What is that? Some of these stones got nicknames, and I don't be knowing all the nicknames of these stones. Maybe I'm tripping, but I seem like I don't know what the black opal. That's a stone I don't have. I don't think I have it. And then one day somebody say, "Brother Joseph, that's a such and such stone." I'm like, oh, yeah, I do have that. I have salt lamps in every room. Yeah, salt lamps are very good for cleansing the space and cleansing the energy. Absolutely. Is there any way to link your crystal to AI? Ah, yes. Or or a way to utilize the energy in a quantum world. I'll talk about that sometimes, family. I'll talk about that sometimes. Um, is there any way you can link the crystals to your AI? So that's what I'm gonna say. So artificial intelligence is nothing but a fake. How can I say this? Real intelligence is a crystal that is talking to you. The AI is the artificial version of that. So what I'm really trying to say is that a crystal is AI talking to you, but it's not artificial, right? So that's what that is. But you don't need to use a crystal with AI, because without crystals, AI wouldn't exist. But I do talk about how to use crystals in cyber sorcery and different types of magic, which I'm going to be teaching deeper in my Patreon this year. All right. Let's see here. I see questions that I know everybody already know. I ain't gonna answer those questions. Do you know let me see. Do you know the Reiki stone? I know a lot of stones could be used in Reiki. In Reiki. Can you sleep with the purple, blue, and green crystals? I mean, if you want to, you know what I'm saying? If you want to, family. Has the spiritual community been flooded with demons? Speak on it. Don't mean to be negative, just info. Well, that's totally off topic. You know what I'm saying? But I think I've talked about that in the past, I guess. I'm not gonna talk about that deep today. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna talk about that deep today. But I do believe that the spiritual community is compromised. I believe all communities to a degree are compromised. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna speak on that today. You always bring deep, heavy information, but as I told my wife, there is a lightness in information that settles well on the soul. Yes. Let me see. Somebody said, "What was that stone from Stranger Things? What stone you talking about?" I don't think that one in that case was a stone. I think it was a piece of that world. It was a piece of that world, like the ground or something. What's the best way to feed your crystal? I talked about that already. Let me see. Forgive me if I don't answer everybody's questions. I can't answer all y'all questions. Somebody said, "Where can I get ancestor money?" I'm gonna think that you are a new person. So okay, I'll answer that question. That's gonna be on Amazon, family. You can get it right on Amazon. Yeah, the reason why I say a laser pointer is because it's gonna go deep into the crystal and cleanse it. Is there any way to utilize crystals in the quantum realm? Yes, I talked about that in my cyber sorcery. Still thinking whether or not I want to put that up, but I'm going to be covering that as we go through the year. Yes, crystals. You can't really get into the quantum stuff without crystals. Yes, absolutely. There's many ways to utilize crystals. You know what I mean? When you really understand what the quantum realm is. But the reason why I'm not answering that question in depth because there's so many that'll throw me totally off topic from the night. It'll go into a whole nother thing. Okay, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. But if you guys want to know more, you gotta go on my Patreon. My Patreon, I talk about a lot of stuff that I don't talk about on YouTube and classes. See, a lot of my Patreon members, they know all this stuff already. What do you have on your altar? You ain't never supposed to tell people what you fully got on your altar. You should never show your altar on pictures. That's just my opinion. Now, an altar that you used to have that you're not putting up no more, you can show that. But you want to show the place where you do your stuff at. You don't want to give that people access to that. But understand there would be no AI without crystals. That's a fact. So you're talking about the original AI is crystals. In a sense. Can you use kyanite for projecting like you taught the clear quartz? Yes, you can. You can. If that's what you teach it to do. It's not used for that, but it can. Master Gibson posted his most powerful crystal he owned on Instagram. Do you know what the name? I sure do. It was blue. I have one. That's not something I'm giving out freely, though. Listen, I'm a researcher, man. It took me almost a year to find out what that crystal was, but I found it. And by the way, it's not a crystal. It's actually a meteorite. That's the only info I'm gonna give on that. Wizard T, thank you for the donation. Brother Yosef, did you go to Mount Shasta? Did I go when? I've been there many times in the astral plane. In the physical world, never. Let me see. Should you not wear these crystals together, or the crystals don't like each other? Well, I'll say it like this: you shouldn't overload yourself with too many crystals. If you get one good, powerful crystal or two, you good. You know, maybe three. You know what I mean? Depending on the purpose. You know, like you may have a ring you wear every day, no matter what. You know what I mean? It may be programmed for prosperity. You may be going to the casino and you got a prosperity ring, right? Or it could be protection, or it could be healing, right? Like this pendant guides me with my higher self. That's what it's programmed to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really talk on this one, but this does a lot. Yes, this is emerald. Yes. Speaking of ancestor money, there's a bunch of people on Amazon selling fake Joss paper ancestor money. It's hard to get nowadays. Well, there's people who believe that they can make their own ancestor money. That's fine. I ain't gonna get into that. People can do what they want to do. I just buy the original ancestor money and I go from there. It's the Jade Emperor's money. So I've seen ancestor money with Anubis on it. Anubis doesn't rule over the celestial bank. It's gonna be honest with you. Anubis doesn't rule over the celestial bank. The Jade Emperor does. And I know why people do it, because people think that the Jade Emperor is a racist. He's not going to help their ancestors. And that's not true. I can tell you as 100%, he doesn't care about race. You know, you could talk about the god Lord, the god Zeus. He doesn't care about race. That's a human thing. We can't put what the gods are, make them think about that's how they are. They like us. No, they're beyond us. You know, with the Jade Emperor one, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Anubis. You know, Brother Yosef, I keep it positive, man. You know what I'm saying? I keep it positive, family. Somebody said that the archons waiting to snatch your soul in the reincarnation process when you die. You know, that is a very broad topic, because one thing about the archons that people don't know, they're neutral. And, you know, this is some crazy stuff that people don't understand. Let's just say, for example, there ever was a new demiurge that would actually want to see humanity survive. The archons would be good at that point. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that for example, you know, but whatever the demiurge desire is, that's what the archons do. So archons are not really about snatching souls. There's a lot of entities that can snatch your soul way before archon does. You know, archons are nothing but different types of angels. But, you know, there's ways to beat reincarnation. That's all you got to think about, family. How do you beat reincarnation? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video tonight. I didn't want to give out too many crystals. You know, I'm not one of y'all. Know I should know, but I'm not one of them guys that do a 2-3 hour lecture. Nothing against that. I'm just gonna give out the information, let y'all process it. You know, because I've learned that if you give out too much stuff, people don't value it the same way. So I give out stuff in pieces, because I've learned over time that people just want to say they got the information. I got the stone. You know how many people are going to buy these stones and never going to use them? Do you know how many people are going to buy these stones and never going to use them? People just want to say they got stuff. So I'm careful at what I give out. I try to be responsible, and I don't want to just drag stuff on. So I give out what needs to be given out, and that's that. You know what I mean? That's that, family. What is the demiurge? The demiurge is a person that has power over creation. Like Archangel Michael is a demiurge as well. So demiurge is a title. Many entities have that power. Just want to let y'all know that. The demiurge is not all powerful. There's many beings that are just as powerful. Okay? So thank you guys for watching. Once again, I want to remind you guys that we will be doing our love and relationship. We'll be doing our event, Shrine of the Black Madonna, February 14th, 2 to 6. If you single, come on out. We're going to be doing a panel, giving y'all some advice on relationships. You know, I just did one of my tribal private network. Me and my wife got on there. Well, my wife for the first time, you know what I'm saying? She got on there and we talked about our relationship and our marriage. You know what I'm saying? To my tribal people. You know what I mean? Just to give them some insight on, you know, maybe Brother Yosef making everything up. Maybe I'm being real. So I brought the wife on to just show, you know, it's all authentic. You know what I mean? So that was for my private tribal network. You know what I mean? But will she be at this event? You got to come to find out. You got to come to find out. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be, either way, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a great event. Some of y'all been to the Shrine of Black Madonna, so y'all know how it is. They have a red room. It's going to be perfect setting for this. It's going to be dope, family. It's going to be dope. You guys should come through, and I appreciate you guys, all right? I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, this has been an update on my crystal information. And I don't know if I'll do another crystal video in the future or not, but this is definitely a updated one, family. Yeah, somebody said. And now y'all know back in the day, I used to have New Love Life website where we used to put people together, but people started finding each other and they started going on Instagram and dating. But I used to have New Love Life back in the day. I think it was 2020, 2021. I had that website. Some of y'all remember. And you know, once people start meeting, they start going on Instagram. You know what I mean? So we're gonna just turn this into an event, family. So come on out. We appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Have a great evening.